In this video we will be seeing how to do the post installation settings in CentOS. We have already installed the CentOS 7. Now we want to make certain changes. Three main changes we are going to make. One will be regarding the firewall, second will be regarding SELinux, and third will be regarding setting the proper host name and domain name. So one by one we will be going towards that. Now when we are talking about firewall, there are two firewalls available, two ways to manage the firewall. One is through Firewall D and second is through the IP tables. But here we will be using the recommended method, which is IP tables. So first of all, what we are going to do, we will install the service IP table services. Then what we are going to do, we will disable the Firewall D service, because it is recommended practice please use the IP table service. So in our cases we will be having two services to manage the firewall. One is Firewall D and other will be IP tables. In our case we will be disabling this Firewall D service and we will be enabling our IP tables. So the step-by-step procedure for doing this is, we will go to our machine, we will log in, the main user is root, and whatever password we have given at the time of installation. So I will log in. First of all, we want to install yum install. Y mean yes when it is going to ask whether you want to install or not IP tables services. Now your internet should be running. Now it will start downloading from the internet. Because we have already set the Y option, so it is not going to ask us whether yes or no. So now what is it going to do? It is installing the package. Now what we want to do, we want to disable the Firewall D service. For that the command is systemctl disable Firewall D. This will permanently disable the firewall. That means when next time we are going to boot, Firewall D service will not be available. But we want to, but currently it is running, so we have to stop the current instance also. That means we have disabled this Firewall D service. Now we are going to flush the rules of the firewall. And with the service command, service IP tables save, I am going to save the current status of our rules. Now I am clearing the screen. Now the second option is SELinux. We are also again going to disable, although it is not recommended practice, but since we will be going into very details in Docker, initially we want the service to be disabled so that we can properly learn the things. When we are comfortable with the things, we can always enable SELinux and firewall. So in our case, the second option is with SE status command, you can check whether SELinux is running or not. In our case, it is in enforcing mode. You can say it is in enforcing mode. So we have to disable this. For that, I need to open one file. This is the file. From here also we can check whether it is disabled or not. It is enforcing mode. So in which mode I want it? Disabled. So I am just going to change it. That is disabled. Escape. I will save. I will again check the status whether it has been it will only get disabled when we are going to reboot the system. So we are going to reboot the system. Then again I will run the command whether it is SELinux is disabled or not. So we will check. After that, what we are going to do, we will be setting the host name. Now let me check SE status. Now this is disabled. I'm clearing the screen with the clear command. You can clear the screen or with by pressing Ctrl L. Now with host name, I'm going to check it is returning localhost.localhost. Actually, when we are not giving any name during the installation, it gives the system your name automatically localhost, and it automatically gives you the domain local domain. So the fully qualified domain name in this case is localhost.localdomain, and we can check with this command. Now it is not properly showing the DNS domain. So it is always recommended practice, please set up proper domain name and host names. And with IPAS command, I want to check the IP address also. As can be seen, the IP address is 10.0.2.15. So again, I'm clearing the screen. Now I want to change the host name. For that, the command is hostname ctl set host name I'm giving my system the name master.example.com. This is the recommended way. Again, I will run that command host name. Now it is giving me proper host name. What about DNS domain name? It is giving me. But again, when we are checking it, it is showing root at the localhost. When I will reboot, it will show me root at the rate master. We need to make changes in another file also. That is host file. What is the recommended practice? It should be IP address 10.0.2.15. Then you need to write the master.example.com. Then again master. This is the recommended for properly setting the host. I will reboot the system. Now we will see what has happened. So after installation, just do the 3 settings regarding the firewall, then SELinux, then properly set the name. Now after that, we are going to install the Docker on our CentOS 7 system. Now it is properly showing me root at the rate master. And I will check the connectivity also, whether my internet is running or not. So I am just going to google.com. My internet is running because we will be installing the Docker then we will be requiring internet access. Now there are 3 methods for installing Docker on CentOS. So in our case, what we are going to do, we will create 3 copies, 3 clones of this virtual machine that we have readied, and on each machine we will try to run one and another method. That means we will create 3 clones. On one clone we will be installing Docker using first method, then on second clone second method, and on third machine, so that we are always master in installing the Docker in different ways. So I am closing this with the power of command. In next video I will show you how to create the clones of these 3 machines. So again, I'm just showing CentOS installation setting. These are the current firewall settings, how to check these. Then what we did with the SELinux command, we checked the status. Then again we looked at, after changing the setting, whether it is disabled or not. Then we rebooted the system. Then it was showing you the status as disabled. Then with hostname command we check the hostname. With DNS domain name we check the DNS domain. With IPS command we check the IP address. Then we made the changes and then we rebooted the system and it was showing in this way. So